How to research and publish. Research methodology by Hassan Malik. Choosing a topic. Start by selecting a subject you're interested in exploring or a problem that needs to be solved. Example, a researcher decides to study the impact of climate change on polar bear populations. Do background research. Gather initial information to understand what's already known about the topic and identify gaps or opportunities for further research. Example, the researcher reads articles, scientific reports, and past studies about climate change, melting ice caps, and how this affects the habitat and hunting patterns of polar bears. Formulate a research question. Based on your background research, create a specific question you aim to answer through your research. Example, how does the reduction of Arctic sea ice due to climate change impact polar bear survival and reproduction rates? Create an outline. Plan the structure of your research, detailing what points you want to address. Example, the researcher creates an outline with sections like introduction, climate change overview, polar bear habitat, data on ice melt, and effects on polar bears. Write the introduction. Start your paper by introducing your topic, providing background, and stating the purpose of your research. Example, the researcher starts by explaining the importance of polar bears in Arctic ecosystems, the increasing threat of global warming, and the urgency to study its effects on their population. Write the body paragraph. Develop the main content where you analyze the information, discuss findings, and support your arguments. Example, the researcher discusses the data showing the correlation between reduced sea ice and the decline of polar bear populations, referencing studies on their dismissed hunting grounds and food sources. Write the conclusion. Summarize your findings and explain how they answer your research question. Example, the conclusion summarizes findings that the reduction in sea ice is directly impacting polar bear health and reproduction, posing a serious threat to their long-term survival. Mention sources. Cite the references and studies you used during your research. Example, the researcher cites studies from climate research organizations like the World Life Fund and NASA climate data reports. Edit and review. Go through your work for clarity, grammar, and factual accuracy. Example, before submitting to a scientific journal, the researcher reviews the paper for clarity, scientific accuracy, and grammar. Add a title and publish. Finalize your title reflecting the content of your research and publish or share your work. Example, the final title is Melting Homes: The Impact of Climate Change on Polar Bear Survival in the Arctic, and the study is published in the Journal of Climate Science. How to write a body paragraph. Formulating a question. Ask a specific research-driven question that your paragraph will address. Example, how does a high sugar diet affect insulin sensitivity in adults? Making observations. Collect data or information related to your research question. Example, the researcher observes that adults consuming more than the daily recommended sugar intake tend to show signs of insulin resistance over time. Forming a hypothesis. Propose a possible explanation or answer to the question. Example, the hypothesis is a high sugar diet will reduce insulin sensitivity, increasing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Experimentation. Test the hypothesis through experiments, analysis, or data gathering. Example, the researcher conducts a study where one group of participants consume a diet high in sugar while a control group follows a balanced diet, and their insulin levels are monitored over a period of time. Collecting data. Gather and record information or results from your test or observations. Example, data is collected through regular blood tests measuring insulin sensitivity and glucose levels in both groups. Analyzing results. Examine the data to identify patterns or answers to your hypothesis. Examples, the results show that participants on the high sugar diet experience reduced insulin sensitivity compared to the control group, supporting the hypothesis. Drawing conclusions. Based on your analysis, just state what your findings reveal and how they contribute to the overall research. Example, the researcher concludes that a high sugar diet significantly reduces insulin sensitivity, increasing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which is consistent with previous findings on diet and health. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.